I'm Aaron from DataStax, and today I'm going to take you through adding a new data center to your HCD cluster using Mission Control. All right, let's go. All right, so to start with, I'm going to sign in to Mission Control. And I'm going to go to my Test for Echo cluster. And as you can see, I only have one data center here, and it's named Totem. And it has 3 nodes, so easy, everything's up and running. So let's go ahead and say modify cluster. All right, so as you can see, this is my HCD 1.0.0 cluster. It's named Test for Echo. This is the existing data center named Totem, and you can see kind of how everything is specified here. So what I'm going to do is look for this Add Data Center button, and I'm going to click that. I'm going to add a new data center name, and I'm just going to name this Virtuality, just like that. I don't need to do anything else specific here. Although typically when you create a new data center in Cassandra or DSE or HCD, it's usually in a different cloud region. I actually have 2 data planes at my disposal here, just my normal control plane that we've defined, as well as our UI playground data plane. So both of these data planes are in Google Central. So usually what you would do is you would create a new data plane that's in the actual cloud region that you want to deploy to. So if I wanted to create this new data center inside of Google East 1, I would have to go and create a new data plane inside of Google East 1. And then I would be able to create nodes out there. But for now, I'm just going to pick a different data plane context. Even though I know for sure they're going to the same region, but the example will still stand. As far as rack name, I will say R30. And I want to go 3 nodes per rack, just like that. And the rest of this should all be okay. So I will go down here and say modify cluster. All right. So as you can see, I get the message saying cluster modified. The data center of virtuality is up. The 3 nodes are there, but they're in a state of unknown. If I scroll down a little bit here, you can see that the 3 new nodes have entries inside of our cluster list. So we can basically just wait here now, and things should get propagated. All right, our 3 nodes have been upgraded to a status of starting. So shortly, we ought to see that they have IP addresses, and then they should come up one at a time. All right, node 0 is the first one to come up, and it looks like that one has fully joined the cluster. So again, as you can see up here in our virtuality data center, we do have 1 node that has a status of up, and the other 2 are still starting. So hey, we're making progress here. Well, there we go. Node 1 is up. So that's 2 out of the 3 new nodes in the virtuality data center that have come up, and we're just waiting on that last node. Oh. And that's it. Our 3rd new node has come up, and that means that our new data center is fully up and running and looks healthy. We have a total of 6 nodes in the cluster. All right. Now, for those of you who have used Cassandra or DSE for quite a while know, when you add a new data center, the data doesn't automatically replicate itself over. So we need to take care of that. So the main key space that I have on this Test for Echo cluster is a key space called e-commerce. So I'll use that key space, and then I'll describe that key space. And as you can see, there are a few tables in this key space, but what I'm mostly concerned with is this main key space definition here, specifically the one where it mentions the 3 replicas in the totem data center. So I'm going to copy that line. I'm just going to paste that down here, get back to the beginning, and I'll say alter key space instead. We're going to leave the class of network topology strategy, because of course we need that. We're going to leave the replica designation of 3 for the totem data center. And now we're also going to add virtuality as a data center. And we also want 3 replicas inside that key space. Okay, so now I've marked my new data center virtuality for 3 replicas. So what happens is any new writes that happen into the tables that are in that key space will start putting data into both data centers. Now, the existing data, of course, as you can see from the warning that happens below here, the existing data is not going to move on its own. So let's take care of that next. If I go back into mission control here, and then back to the repair tab on the test for echo cluster, what I want to do is to run a repair in the e-commerce key space. That will ensure that all of the data will be replicated out into my new data center. So let's run a repair. I'm going to pick the e-commerce key space, and we are just going to run that. Now, there is a new entry on my repairs tab, indicating that a repair that I just started for the key space of e-commerce is in fact running. And when this completes, my data will have been moved over from my original data center and will now be replicated to both the old and the new data centers. For more information, head on out to datastax.com/products/hyper-converged database HCD. Here, you can find all you need to know about HCD, including documentation and downloads. Thank you, and have a great day.